Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got this wonderful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, man, it feels good to be right on the river. And what is my project today? I've got this out. What is going on? Oh, that's right. If you were with me from day one, you would know that we're in the condo. We're just off of the kitchen, and there used to be a ceiling fan up there. And I'm not going to put the same exact existing ceiling fan back up there because that one did not have a light on it. And it was also controlled by some light switches. Here we got 3 light switches over here, and only 2 of these light switches controlled the ceiling fan. Years ago, 15 years ago when this condo was built, they used to install light switches for ceiling fans, and usually they would install 2 light switches. Now one of these light switches I know are for some track lighting that they had here and over here. We haven't gotten any track lighting to replace those with yet. We're not quite sure if we want track lighting or if we want just a head that maybe swivels on a base, kind of like a track light piece that fits onto a track light, but just that and not the actual strip. You know what I mean? And so I know one of these light switches is for that, and the other 2 light switches go up to the ceiling fan location. Now, in today's times, you don't need 2 light switches for a ceiling fan. Usually they only install 1 light switch for a ceiling fan. And whether or not you install a ceiling fan or a light fixture, you're all set up with 1 light switch. And years ago, what they used to do is have one switch. These 2 are probably for the ceiling fan, is my guess. One was for the actual ceiling fan on, off, and then you know, an old style ceiling fans, you'd have the pole chain. You have high, medium, low, off, high, medium, low, off. As long as you have your switch turned on. Okay, then they started getting smart and thinking, hey, let's put 2 switches there. One for the power, one for light. If you have a light kit for a ceiling fan, you would put an additional wire up there. And I know this was set up that way, even though there never was a light. See that? There's a red wire there, and there's a black wire and a white wire. Usually you only have a black and white wire up there. You would not have the red wire. So the red wire is for the separate light switch, and that would be if you had a light up there, you would hook it to that red light, that red wire. We're probably not even going to do that. We got a new light fixture, or not new, light ceiling fan, and see here, we're going to put kind of a modern type one up there. Momi picked it out. She wanted that. I don't think I would have picked that, but you know what? With silver, it's kind of a nickel finish. We've got a light fixture up here that's nickel finish. We have the handles on the cabinets, which is kind of a nickel finish. We're going to put a different sink in here, and eventually we're going to put new countertops and stuff, and it's going to be a stainless steel finish sink with a nickel faucet. We've got nickel handles. She wanted those changed. She used to have gold ones in here and gold hinges, so those got changed. You see the theme here. Everything is a nickel finish. It's kind of a silvery finish. We're going to get new appliances, and of course they're all going to be looking like stainless steel. It's going to be a stainless steel finish, but not that you can not that you see your fingerprints, which is kind of cool. Okay, so that's why she picked that. And most ceiling fans nowadays, they all come, I think they all come with a handheld remote. That way you can hook up the whole thing. And this one happens to have a light, but we're not going to use the red wire up there. We're just going to use the black and white wire. That red wire is never going to be hooked up again because we don't have the old school ceiling fans with the pole chain and a light underneath it. Okay, if you have the light underneath, you can pull the pole chain and the light goes on, pull the pole chain, the light goes off, as long as you have your light switch in the on position. Well, the one that goes up for the light, we're never going to use that one ever again. It doesn't matter if it's off or on. And because we're not going to use that, because this has a remote sensor in there where you hook it up into the ceiling, and it'll be a control module, and it'll you hook that to the black and white wire. It goes to the remote, handheld remote. So we're only going to need one power switch for that. Okay, and that's just going to be for the red and white, or the black and white wire. So I guess we could use the red and white wire and not hook up the black wire. I mean, you could do it either way, right? And so it's got a remote. See here, look at that, remote control. And this says flush mount. And that's kind of what we wanted in here, because this is only a 9-foot ceiling. We didn't want something that hung down too far, even though it's flush mount. Look how tall this base is. Usually you wouldn't have this section of base in here, you'd have just a down rod. But that's kind of different. And it's 52 inch, okay? The blades, so, or 52 inch in diameter. If you were to measure from outside to outside, 52 inches. I think that's what that goes. And see, you've got different ones. This is a 52 inch. Well, you can get them 42, 48 inch, even higher than 52 inch. But 52 is kind of the standard. And in this room here, this is the main section from here to about here. You don't have to include the hallway and that kind of stuff. Because it's over here, I would not recommend using a 48 inch here. I mean, we could have put a bigger one than 52, but 52 is pretty much standard. I didn't really think she was going to go for just a three fan blades. I mean, you can get them 5 fan blades. You can even get more. You keep watching later on, you'll see what we're going to install upstairs. It's huge. And it's got, I don't know how many fan blades it's got. But in any case, this is going to be the one that gets hooked up for here. Okay. Speaking of fans, okay, I'll show you the other two that we got. Okay, so this one here goes up here, 52 inch, and it's got the handheld remote. The other one's got handheld remotes too. And we've got a little guest room. Now the guest room is smaller, obviously. It's just a standard bedroom right here. It's probably 11 by 11, maybe, or so. And initially, this, if you were with me from day one, you would have seen that I had a light fixture here. And there's only a light switch. Now, this one is probably for the light. And this one here, I'm not sure exactly where that goes just yet, but I'll bet you that is controlled to one of these electrical outlets. There's one here, there's one next to the bed over here, there's one next to the bed over here, and there's some over here. One of these is controlled by this light switch, just half of the electrical outlet generally. And usually they do that next to the bed on both sides so that you can plug your lamps in to either the top or the bottom, and then it's connected to a light switch. But I checked that earlier, and I don't think it's these two. I think it's somewhere else in the room. But in either way, we've just got a light switch, and that is for this light fixture. And if you notice, we only have a black and white wire up there. See, that other one's a ground wire. Okay, we only have a black and white wire up there. Okay, and that's all we need. That's all we need. And by the way, this light switch has the dimmer thing on here. I think I'm going to end up taking this out and putting a standard paddle handle, single pole paddle handle switch right there, because I don't need it on, off, and a dim. I don't know how that would work on a regular ceiling fan location. Might not work very well. Might heat this up. This might be designed for only light fixtures. I'm gonna end up taking that out, okay? And I'm gonna put this ceiling fan in here. Let's see what we got here. Now this one happens to be from Fanimation. That is funny because when I lived in Maui, and I don't live in Maui anymore. Oh, poor Joe. All the ceiling fans were from a place called Fanimation. It cracked me up when I saw that at the store. We happened to get these at Lowe's. And see, this one here, this one's only 48 inches in diameter. That's all we need. Okay, fan control remote. Like I say, most nowadays only come with the remote control. And this one's kind of cool. Fan timer, auto fan, light shutoffs. This must be that you can time it. If you want it on for a half hour and have it shut off, fine. Okay. Now, if you don't want the light, it looks like there's a cap that you could put on there. Use without light kit. Okay, so if you don't want the light, you can put a trim on there. Most of them kind of come that way, either or. Okay, and it's the 3-paddle one again. And this one comes with a little down rod. See the little down rod there, and the extension. And I'm hoping this isn't hanging down too far, but I think it's going to be okay. But see, this is an 8-foot ceiling. This is an 8-foot ceiling, and it's going to hang down a little bit. It's going to hang down to probably close to 7 feet. And they tell you you can install. You want to stay between 7 and 9 feet for the height from the ground up for your ceiling fan. You don't want it down too low, okay? Or else you're going to start hitting it with your head or your arms or whatever. Okay, so that one's going to go in there. And again, it's the silver. It's kind of, I think it's a nickel finish. And she got some light fixtures. We've got some wall sconces that go on here, and one light switch controls all 3 of them at the same time. I wish they wouldn't have done that. I wish they would have had, I think that one light switch here controls all 4 at the same time. They should have put one light switch to control those 2, and then another light switch to control these 2 as a separate thought or idea. But they didn't. And I don't think there's any way I can change that now. But remember, I told you we're gonna put a big old whopping ceiling fan in here. Look how tall these ceilings go. And from the floor to the ceiling is almost 12 feet at that location there. That's going to be a bear for me to install this with my ladder above the bed now. Had we have known before we installed the bed, before we installed all the furniture, we should have picked out our ceiling fans, but we didn't. And we got the carpet going, and then we got the furniture here. We should have went to the store sooner so I could have put the ceiling fan up first, right? I'm hoping I can straddle the bed with the legs of the 8-foot ladder from here over to there, and then reach over here as far as I can and get those wires. And that's how I'm hoping to do that. Okay? And here's what we got. Look at this monster. Look at that. How many blades are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blades? Are you kidding me? Well, yeah, that's it right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 blades. And this was funny because this only comes with a 6-inch down rod. We open this up, and of course we can't put a 6-inch down rod on that because of the ceiling is at an angle. The blades would hit, wouldn't they? And it tells you what to do here, and it was kind of nice how if your ceiling height here, our ceiling height is 12 feet, and so it recommends a down rod 24 to 36 inches. Well, I ended up getting the 36-inch one. Okay, and lots of home stores, like I said, we got this at Lowe's. Lots of home stores somewhere have the extension rods. Now they have these 12 inches long, 18 inches long, 24 inches long, 36 inches long. I even saw one that was 48 inches long, and they had all kinds of different colors. So we opened up the box, and I pulled out the little rod to make sure that it was the same color, because they had another one. This one's is kind of a nickel finish. They had one that was pewter that looked pretty close to that, but I had to look at it really close, and it was slightly off. And then they had, they had 4 or 5 different colors. So make sure you do your best on trying to get the right color. And some places have different diameters of rods, and I'm sure this one's going to fit. See, this one's got threads on this end with the hole, and on the other end it just has some holes. See, no threads. And you have to look at your rods, because some, like I say, are not set up right, or the diameter might be different than this. You might think, oh, what's the difference? I'll just get one, because I was helping a guy one time in Maui, and he drove all the way to the other side of the island. He thought he had the right one. He came back and it was too small. It was like 3/4 inch, and he needed a 1 inch or something. So then he had to drive all the way around, and that store didn't have the right color, and he had to go somewhere else. And finally he found one that he was satisfied with. It wasn't exact same color, but it worked. We got it up there, and it turned out really good. I think I have that on my channel, installing a ceiling fan in a bathroom in Maui. And I show you all kinds of stuff: cutting the sheetrock patches, running the wire, installing the light switch, removing the existing single gang light switch, installing the cut-in 2-gang light switch area, installing the switch, installing the ceiling fan, patching, painting the sheetrock, and all that kind of stuff. You have to go to my YouTube channel, main YouTube channel page, go down to playlists, click on playlists, and then go down to everything ceiling fans or ceiling fans galore or whatever it is. And then scroll through those. And any video that I've ever posted that have to do with ceiling fans are there in that location. And in fact, that goes for anything. You go to my playlist. That's the best way to find things on my YouTube channel, by the way. Is going to the playlist and then scrolling down through all the topics that I have on my channel for you. So anytime I upload a video, I try to put it in a playlist that kind of matches that. Or if I don't have a playlist that matches that, I'll put it, I might have to create a new playlist, or I put it in one just for fun, or for the health of it, or different things like that. So that's how to find things on my channel. But see, I've got the 36-inch one, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be okay. After I get it installed, we're going to have to see. But see, it's 12 feet, and it'll tell you. See right here, it tells you the height from the top down to here, 11 and a half inches. It's almost 12 inches with that down rod. And so we're going to do away with that one down rod, and we're going to put that 3-foot down rod. So, initially I was thinking, okay, I've got almost 12 inches plus my 3-foot down rod. So that's 12 feet, 4 feet, and I'm at 12 feet, so I'm at 8 feet. I'm still going to be from the ground up to the bottom, 8 feet. That's going to be way plenty. And where was I reading? See here, the ideal distance from the floor to fan blades is 7 to 9 feet. And so I'm going to be close to 8 feet, but I'm not going to have that down rod in there, am I? That's a 6-inch down rod, so I'm going to be about 8.5 feet because I got the 3-foot down rod. So I have to subtract that after that. So I think I'm going to be fine with that. And that's the other ceiling fan I'm going to install. And see, this probably has a red wire up there. Let's see if it does. Yeah, see? Here you got a green wire, a white, black, and the red. The red is for a light kit, an old ceiling fan light kit, and then that would be controlled by one of these light switches here. And again, one of these light switches is going directly to that red wire, and we're not going to use that anymore. So we're going to have a light switch on the wall. It's not ever going to be doing anything. What could I do with that? I could just leave it and leave it on, off, or whatever, and do nothing. I could take it out. I could rewire this box in such a way to where I don't have any light switch in there. I have a 3-gang light switch cover plate with a blank plate in there for wherever that is, or let's say it's in the middle and you want that blank deal over here at the end. Then I could take this light switch, slide it over, put the blank plate over here, get a 3-gang light switch cover plate, and then you can buy the little insert blank plates that snap in there, and so you can do it that way. Okay, if you didn't want that, but I don't think I'm going to mess with that. And see, this one does not have a dimmer switch. It just has the paddles. Remember, like that other bedroom had the dimmer switch. That's because it was set up for a light switch and not for a ceiling fan. So we're going to do that one too. Okay, so you keep watching. I'm not gonna include that on this particular video. These are things that are coming up on my channel that if you want to see how to install a ceiling fan, stick around and watch for that coming up. Or you can go to my playlist, because when I get all done, I'm going to put all these on my playlist under ceiling fans. Okay? And I'll probably make a video of each one, because I never know what I'm going to say next on each individual ceiling fan install. So I used to think, I've got one on my channel now, I'll just leave that. Why should I make any more? But I always think, well, whenever I make one, maybe you'll learn different things on it, especially this one here, because this one's going to have the 3-foot extension on. I'll show you how to install that. It's fairly easy. It's always best to read all your instructions though. And do you have to be an electrician to install a ceiling fan? Absolutely not. Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.